Okay, it's 8 o'clock. So we're going to get going with our chat. We're here to talk about building the immune system, fighting viruses, preventing viruses. So first, we're going to start by talking about herbs that can be taken orally. So that's going to be things that you can take by mouth, like capsules or teas. And then we're going to briefly go over mushrooms. And then after we go over mushrooms, we're going to go over topicals. And then we're going to go over some other practices for building the immune system. So the first remedy that we've got today is elderberry. Elderberry is my favorite for building the immune system. I take elderberry every single day. I've been taking elderberry every day since about October, and I have not gotten sick once since then. All right, so elderberry, you can look up studies on PubMed or on NCBI to find how elderberry fights viruses and prevents viruses. So what elderberry does is basically it lights up the virus so that it can be seen by the body's immune system. And the way that the body fights viruses, well, so first I'll tell you what a virus is. So a virus is going to be basically genetic information that has a little encasing around it. Scientists do not actually consider viruses alive. So it will be a strain of either single or double-stranded DNA or RNA, and the way that it reproduces is it goes into the cells of whatever organism it's infecting, and it will steal the proteins from that cell because a virus cannot reproduce on its own. It has to reproduce in a cell. It steals those proteins, and then it fills that cell up with all the little baby viruses, and then it explodes. And then that's how it goes into other parts of the body. So what elderberry is going to do, elderberry is going to light up that virus so the body can see it, and the phagocytes of the body are going to do what's called phagocytosis. They're going to gobble up that virus, destroy it, and then they're going to expel it out your body. That's usually done with mucus. So you get a lot of mucus when you're sick. You'll either sneeze it out, spit it out, or the body will throw up, like have you vomit, or through excrement. Just pushing all that out of your body so it's not in there. And so that's basically how that gets done. Our elderberry, I'd recommend going to Whole Foods and just buying the little packs, the little bottles of them. That's going to be the cheapest way to get it. I don't personally carry or sell elderberry. I just get it at Whole Foods. Alrighty. And then, oh, also a good thing about elderberry is herbalists who work with kids will usually recommend it for children. I don't work with children, and I recommend that anytime you're working with children to work one-on-one with a specialist. And a little disclaimer too before we get any further in the video, just for legal reasons, you know, we got to give a disclaimer. So I recommend working one-on-one with somebody. You can contact me, you can contact another trusted professional. I love working one-on-one with people because that way we can cater exactly what you need so we can find the right herbs for your body type. Everyone's body works different, and we have what's called energetics. We'll get into that a little bit throughout this video as well. We want to make sure that what you're taking is compatible with your body. Alrighty. So next we've got astragalus. This is astragalus. Astragalus is an awesome immune-boosting herb. It's one of the biggest herbs recommended in Ayurveda for building the immune system. It's also recommended in traditional Chinese medicine. Astragalus is great also because it's sweet. It's a mild sweet taste. It's not something that's unpleasant to take, so it's something I definitely recommend often. It's in my Immunity blend. Immunity, like tea at the end. It's supposed to be funny. So it's one of the big herbs in here. It's also great during a recovery. So it's going to boost that immune system. It's antiviral. And then if you do get sick and you need to help your body recover, this is going to really help your body build back up. It's going to cleanse you out, get you stronger. Astragalus is just amazing. I love this herb. I take astragalus very often. Take it a couple times a week just to keep me healthy and strong. And just because it tastes so good. And again, it's in my Immunity, which is in here. So let's put the astragalus somewhere else. Okay. Oh, and astragalus is also an adaptogen. So that's that's an herb that adapts with your own body based on what you need. Next we've got, let's see. Oh, we already talked about elderberry. Chaparral. My chaparral, right here. So I have my herbs bulk. You see these jars. I sell like the astragalus. I sell the chaparral. I don't sell the elderberry just because I usually recommend to get it at Whole Foods. It's cheap and easy that way. But here's a chaparral. This is a big immune boosting herb recommended by Dr. Sebi. So I know a lot of you are familiar with him, an amazing, amazing herbalist. He recommends that chaparral. It's high in iron. It's going to build the blood. It's going to detox the blood. All around great for boosting the immune system and cleansing you out, making sure you stay nice and healthy. A note with the chaparral, though, is you may not want to take it if you have hepatitis or liver problems. If you have hepatitis or liver problems, there have been a couple links to chaparral worsening that. You can find more information online. I'm not going to go deep into that. And let's see. Next, we've got burdock. Burdock is a great herb. It's going to be recommended by almost every single herbalist. It's in pretty much every single tradition. So here's my burdock. I have that for sale. Burdock is going to be a big one recommended by Dr. Sebi. Burdock is a big one in Chinese medicine, a big one in Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurveda is the Indian medicine. Ayurveda is likely the oldest medical system known to humans. It's going to be recommended in Western herbalism. Western herbalism is referring to European and American herbalism. This was a big one used by Native Americans. This is pretty much used by everybody because it's such an amazing detox herb builder, cleanser. It's going to be big in iron, build that blood. Burdock is one that's commonly recommended by herbalists for children. Again, if you're working with kids, please work one-on-one with a professional. But that's a big one that's recommended with that burdock. And this one, it also has a mild taste. It doesn't taste bad. It's in my immunity blend as well, which tastes really good. It's actually really sweet because of the astragalus, the licorice, and I like the taste of the burdock. I wouldn't call it sweet. It's just kind of mild. So there's our burdock. Love it. You can contact me if you want to purchase burdock or that immunity or any other herbal blends or capsules. Ginger. I love ginger. This is one of the most amazing herbs for almost everything. So this is a big one recommended in Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. Also recommended in Western herbalism. But Western herbalism found out about it through Chinese medicine. Ayurveda found out about it through the East. It's also one that's Dr. Sebi approved as well. So there's a saying, this funny little saying in Ayurveda, if you can't fix it with ginger, then don't bother at all. Because ginger is just a great herb for so many different purposes. It detoxes. It's going to help you with your immune system. It's a diaphoretic and a diuretic. So diaphoretic, it's if you have a cold or something, it's going to help you sweat and sweat that out. Diuretic, it helps you pee. So when you're detoxing, you're going to have a lot of waste coming out, so you'll pee that out. Ginger helps with that. And if you're taking ginger, you have to take it with a lot of water, otherwise it will make the tummy hurt. If you take ginger with a lot of water, then it will help the stomach. It'll help with indigestion. Ginger is just so amazing. I take ginger almost every day. My dog is named Ginger. I take ginger capsules. I cook with ginger. Not the dog, with the herb. Sometimes I try to make jokes. Try. Next, stinging nettle. All right, where's my... So here's a stinging nettle tincture. I also sell the loose leaf stinging nettle, and I also sell blends with stinging nettle. Stinging nettle is another one that's going to be big for the blood. It's going to be recommended by Dr. Sebi as well. He recommends a lot of those blood builders. It's high in iron. It's going to be great for detoxing. Another bonus point with stinging nettle is that it's going to help with, it's an antihistamine. So if you have allergies, stinging nettle can help with that. I'm allergic to cats and dust mites, so I'll take stinging nettle if I know I'm going to be around a lot of cats or if I'm going to be somewhere that's kind of dusty. So there we go. It has a great affinity for the respiratory system in general. which is great for people with asthma. Ready? Eleuthero. And if I'm saying any of these names wrong, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not always the best with pronunciations. So I'm trying my best with the pronunciations. I use herbs from all over the world, so it's hard to master those pronunciations. Is this my Eleuthero? Okay, this is my Eleuthero. Right here. Ooh, can you see it? Eleuthero. That's another one that's in my Immunity blend. Eleuthero is also known as Siberian ginseng. It's going to help. It's not actually related to ginseng, but I'll get in a second why it's called Siberian ginseng. So it's going to boost the immune system. It's going to give you energy. It's something that you definitely would want to take earlier in the day. It's going to be kind of like your cup of coffee. I've got lots of energy because I've been sipping on my Immunity blend. So there we go. It's going to help with stamina. Some bonus points with the Eleuthero, why it's called Siberian ginseng, is because it's going to help with libido. It's great for both men's and women's libido. So you got a great herb that's going to boost the immune system, give you energy, and help with that libido. So Eleuthero is a great herb. And it tastes pretty mild as well. So that's a great thing about that Eleuthero. And then we've got licorice, which I need to pick up more of because we drink so much licorice tea in this household. My spouse, he doesn't really like the bitter herbs, so we go with that licorice, which is more sweet and mild. It's going to help balance things out. There's also licorice in my Immunity blend, so that licorice also helps with that taste. This Immunity is so sweet. It is delicious. I keep sipping on it. I know I'm getting myself healthy. I'm drinking a nice, delicious tea blend. So there's our licorice. Licorice is also an amazing tonic. Tonic means it's going to build up the body. It's going to strengthen areas. So it's going to help with the respiratory health. The licorice is amazing for respiratory health. I obviously can't talk today, guys. And it's going to help with liver detox, lung detox, it's going to help with the adrenal glands, and it's going to also help with digestion. It's going to help with that stomach. So there's our licorice, another one of those sweet herbs. Next we have, let's see, Pipali. I love Pipali. I take Pipali every single day. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about why I got into herbalism. Pipali is a great jumpstart into that conversation because it's great for respiratory health, lung health, and asthma. Growing up, well, when I was in about second grade, I was diagnosed with asthma. And growing up, I was always having issues with asthma. I was constantly getting sick. I had so many respiratory problems. I had on my inhaler all the time. I was constantly being prescribed antibiotics and steroids. Because of that, my lungs didn't exactly grow properly, and it led to a lot of issues throughout my life. So now doctors know that they don't want to go willy-nilly prescribing antibiotics to you, especially children, but about 15 or so years ago, they didn't, I guess it's more than 15 years now, I'm 22, but whatever. Back then, they would just prescribe antibiotics. So when I got to ninth grade, when I got to high school, I decided that I wasn't going to take any more pharmaceuticals. I wasn't going to take my inhaler. I wasn't going to take my Singular. I wasn't going to take any antibiotics or steroids when I got sick. I was like, no, I'm done with this. It makes me feel bad. So that's when I actually started getting into herbalism. That's when I started doing my own study by myself on herbalism. And so I started using those natural remedies. I told the doctors and everybody that I wasn't going to take pharmaceuticals anymore. Of course, they freaked out. But then my body was getting stronger. I wasn't getting sick as often, and it was helping me a lot. So since then, I haven't used the pharmaceuticals, and I started an herbal plan for myself to help build up my lungs, strengthen my lungs. Pipali is an herb that I take every day for lung health. It has helped me so much. It's a warming herb with an affinity for the heart and lungs. It's a big one recommended in Ayurveda. And I've studied herbalism and Ayurveda mainly under Dr. K.P. Khalsa. He's my professor at Portland Community College, where I've studied herbalism for the last couple years. And I've learned so much from there. And I've become so passionate about Ayurvedic herbs, Indian herbs, because of that. Love it. Next, we are going to talk about marshmallow. I love marshmallow again because it's another one of those sweet herbs. It's very moistening on the body. It's another herb that's in here with my immunity blend. A lot of the herbs that we've mentioned so far have been drying, so that's great when you have too much mucus or there's loose ends of the body that just need to be tightened up. But sometimes you don't want to get too dry. So then we've got marshmallow, which is going to help hydrate the body, moisten you up. It's going to be very sweet, mild. It was commonly used in desserts in Europe back in the day. Now they got sugar, they don't use it as much, but maybe we should start using marshmallow more instead of that processed sugar. So yeah, marshmallow, it's going to be great for the digestive system. It's really good for the respiratory tract if you've got dry respiratory issues. And let's see what we got next. Echinacea. So echinacea is probably the biggest mainstream herb for building the immune system. I don't use it regularly. I'm using it right now because we're doing extra stuff in this household right now to make sure our immune systems are very strong and built up. So I am taking the echinacea tincture daily. I accidentally bought the alcohol-free tincture. I would recommend an alcohol tincture with the echinacea because the alcohol tincture is going to extract those properties better. But this is still going to help if you don't like to use alcohol or something. They do have the alcohol-free. Again, the other herbs we mentioned are going to be stronger, but this is still proven to help with the immune system. It has been used, and it does work well. That's why it's become mainstream for it. So that's our echinacea. Next, we've got rose hips. I don't have any rose hips with me to show you, but rose hips are a great herb that's high in vitamin C. Vitamin C is going to help that immune system as well. So our rose hips, those are the little pieces, they're like the rose fruit. So after the rose flowers go away, it's the little fruit that's left over. I wildcraft mine actually, and I go foraging a lot. You guys probably saw that in the summer. If you do any of that, make sure you know exactly what you're doing if you get into foraging. I might do some videos about that in the spring or summer. But yeah, so there's the rose hips, and rose hips is an herb that's also approved by Dr. Sebi. And then we've got Isatides, Isatidis. I don't have any Isatides because it is so hard to find. I have really wanted to get my hands on some Isatides because it's a big Ayurvedic herb for boosting the immune system. It works really well in tandem with astragalus, which we have that astragalus, or astragalus. I know I say the words funny, but... So yeah, I haven't been able to find it. If any of you find it, please let me know. I've looked on Banyan Botanicals, I've looked on Ayurveda Bay, I've looked at so many places trying to find that Isatides. So there's that. And then we've got cubeb. This is cubeb. Cubeb is a peppercorn. This one is another one that's really hard to find, but I was able to find it, and it has helped my lungs really well. I don't sell the cubeb because it's all mine. So cubeb has a great affinity for the respiratory system. It builds the immune system. It's going to be great for detoxing. So one time my partner got really sick last year, and I gave him some cubeb tea. Like, he had a high fever before that. He was extremely sick, and then he ended up expelling all that, and then the next day he was better. Like, he was really sick. He was on the floor, and I was like, drink this. And cubeb, it's in that pepper family. So since we're talking about peppers, let's talk about a couple others. Cayenne pepper, jalapenos, or chili pepper are great herbs to take if you get sick, if you have a virus, because they're going to be a diaphoretic. Diaphoretics make you sweat. So you've heard of sweating out a cold, sweating out a virus. That's what those peppers are going to help with. So we've got chilies, cubeb, we've got the cayenne, those different peppers. I love the sound of this too. Pau d'Arco. Pau d'Arco is going to be another one. It's going to be a mild antiviral. Pau d'Arco is especially known for yeast, though. That's what I usually use it for with my clients, for fighting candida, for fighting a candida overgrowth or any chronic yeast infections. That type of thing is what Pau d'Arco is usually used for. It works great for that, but it's also a mild antiviral. Next, we've got, red raspberry leaf. That's another mild one. I use it more often for patients with women's health issues. Oh, wrong herb. Here it is. So that's in here. All of my personal raspberry is foraged, wild-crafted, but I can't sell wild-crafted herbs because I don't have a license to do that. So all the herbs I sell are purchased in bulk. I purchased high-quality organic herbs. A big place that I purchase from is going to be that Star West Botanicals. I also love Banyan Botanicals, Frontier, or what's it called? Morning Star, I think that's what it's called. Those are different places that I get my bulk herbs from. So a lot of these herbs, anything you saw in those Mylar bags or in like these bags or in our jars, they're going to be herbs that I sell. You can contact me. I love to help everybody with getting a custom herbal plan that's going to work great with their body and for their needs and wants. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. Boldo leaf, that's another one that's going to be really great for helping the immune system. I don't personally have it and haven't used it, but that's one that's very often recommended and is proven to help with viruses as well, or building the immune system, preventing viruses. So next, let's talk about mushrooms. So first, we've got reishi mushroom. 1 second. This is a dried reishi mushroom conch that I found last year. I found it and I took it home and I was like, I'm going to dry this. This is going to make an awesome display. Reishi is a great immune boosting mushroom. Highly recommend it. Other immune boosting mushrooms include turkey tail. Turkey tail is amazing. That's one that I've also foraged before as well. And if you're going to get into foraging, really know what you're doing. You should really study mushrooms for probably at least a year before you start getting into foraging for stuff that you're going to consume. You can find these wild mushrooms online. I don't currently have them for sale, but if enough people request to purchase wild mushrooms from me, or not wild, sorry, mushrooms from me, I'll start ordering them in bulk and I can make powdered drinks from them. Mushrooms are, with most of the studies that have been done with mushrooms, they've been used in hot water decoctions. That's basically a tea or a soup. Soup's more pleasant than drinking mushroom tea. I've tried it. Shiitake mushroom is another one that's going to be big on the immune system and antiviral. Shiitake mushroom has actually been studied with fighting AIDS. So that's a great one. You can look up on PubMed and find some research on that as well. Maitake mushroom. I have it in my fridge, but you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go get it and show you guys. I did this the other night. This is the exact same thing I did the other night. I forgot my maitake. I also forgot my reishi the other night, but tonight we had it. But let's go get that maitake. Alrighty. Okay. I'm coming back. Here's our maitake. I made this for dinner tonight, and I made it for dinner on, was it Wednesday when we did the other video? We really love to put antiviral stuff in our food, like these immune boosting mushrooms, or our herbs like ginger is something I cook with regularly, different peppers. So there's our maitake. This one I bought at Whole Foods. I haven't actually eaten wild maitake yet. I found one last year, but it was too far gone. So maitake is another mushroom that's going to help with that immune system. And okay, so to recount for those mushrooms that I said, we've got reishi, shiitake, maitake, and turkey tail. Great immune boosting mushrooms. Next, we've got topicals. Okay. Here we go. So this is the Health Shield blend. I make a topical oil with this. So we'll say topicals and essential oils because this is amazing in a diffuser. We've got, ooh, I burped. I am so sorry. I apologize. That just happened. I am so sorry. Ooh. So the Health Shield, I keep it going in my diffuser because it's going to help kill those viruses, kill bacteria, other pathogens that you don't want around. It smells really pleasant, so let's read the herbs that we've got in here. This is also known as thieves oil. This is where thieves oil came, or this comes from the thieves oil. We've got organic clove bud, organic cassia cinnamon, organic rosemary, organic lemon, and organic eucalyptus. So the story behind thieves oil is that back during the bubonic plague, thieves would put the thieves oil on their skin and they would put it into their masks so that they could go steal from the sick, or they'd steal from the dead people in the streets, and they didn't want to get sick, but they wanted to get their money. So they used that thieves oil. So I'll be making a topical blend, mixing this with a carrier oil so that it'll be safe for your skin. You most certainly do not want to put this directly on your skin without dilution, since there's cinnamon in there, clove in there, and lemon. Those are going to be herbs that are really strong and they'll burn. May even leave marks if you use it without mixing it with a carrier oil. And you want to make sure it's properly diluted. So if you're going to use something like this, I'd recommend purchasing it already diluted from someone who knows what they're doing. You can purchase it from me. You might also be able to find it from other sources online, but contact me if you want it, and it smells so good. So spicy and cinnamony. And then something else we've got is lavender. So lavender is going to be a mild one that's going to be a mild antipathogen. But the big thing on lavender is it's going to relax you. The more relaxed you are, the less stressed you are, and the stronger your immune system is. Stress kills the immune system. So we want to relax, de-stress, boost our immune system. And lavender smells so calming as well. And another one, since we're going over topicals, I don't have my oil with me right now, but Abhyanga. So Abhyanga is self-oil massage. That's going to be really relaxing. It's also going to help with your phospholipid bilayer. In our skin, we have what's called the phospholipid bilayer, which is kind of an oily layer that keeps pathogens like viruses or unwanted fungi and bacteria from getting inside. So when we got that oil on there, it strengthens that. So with Abhyanga, you rub each and every part of your body on your own with usually cinnamon oil. That's a big one recommended in Ayurveda. But depending on your dosha, that's your body type in Ayurveda, you might want to use a different oil. And you can contact me and we can figure that out. So that's something that I do every day, that Abhyanga self-massage. It's going to de-stress you. It's going to help with that phospholipid bilayer. It's really great. And then let's see what we got next. Okay, so next we're going to talk about some other practices. And, food. Food is a big one. You want to make sure that you're eating healthy to boost your immune system. The healthier your food is, the healthier your body is, the stronger your immune system is. I really recommend lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. Definitely fresh fruits. Fresh raw fruits should be a huge part of your diet. Taking healthy smoothies. Alkaline foods are amazing. I love looking at the alkaline food list by Dr. Sebi that you can find online. I do not personally live my life 100% according to that food list, but I love the foods on there. They're all really healthy, and they're basically the foods that cause the least amount of damage on your body. There are things on there that I still enjoy, still eat, but that's a good one if you're really looking to take extra care of your body. And meditation, since we want to de-stress, we don't want stress to fuck up the immune system. Meditation is going to calm you down, chill you out, help with that. So we've got that, and let's see, any other practices? Being out in nature, grounding, being with the earth. Also, again, de-stressing, helping you just be generally healthy. The healthier you are in general, the less likely you are to get sick and the stronger your immune system is. All right, thank you guys so much for listening. Please contact me if you would like a holistic healthcare plan suited specifically to your needs. So you can either DM me on here or you can message me at 443-534-1044. And that number is for business purposes only. That number is 443-534-1044. Or again, you can DM me on Instagram and I'll get right back to you. We'll set up a consultation. We'll get you an herbal plan specifically for you. All right, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace out, my friends. Thank you.